this is Sarah. I have a super easy, fun recipe that even kids can do using mini Nilla vanilla wafers. So how many of you remember when you were kids, we lived off of these things? I don't think I've probably bought them since I was in my 20s. And I don't think I ever bought these for my kids either, but I have this recipe from my grandma. So this is in my grandma's recipes. She passed away about 10 years ago, and I was digging through her recipe box and found this, and it looked so good and so easy for Christmas. So I'm just gonna do it for you on video. So I'm just gonna make 10 of these. You can make as many as you need. Super easy. So you need 10. They're like little Twix Twix sandwiches, and we are going to dip them in chocolate so that they're covered in chocolate. Okay, so I'm gonna do 10. So, they have the flat side. So you wanna lay the flat side down, and then you're gonna take Rolos. Okay, oh, and also preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And there is a very specific amount of time we're gonna bake these for, okay? So what you're gonna do is you're gonna put a Twix, not Twix, we're making Twix, but a Rolo on the top of each one of these. So I'm just doing 10. You can do as many as you need. These are really fun on cookie trays, or if you have like a work event or you need something fun or unique. These are just super fun, and people just really won't believe what they're biting into, because you got the chocolate and the caramel wrapped with these vanilla wafers. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so good. I should have bought the unwrapped ones, but I already had the regular ones from my other Rolo recipe, so I'm not gonna redo it. Okay, I'm gonna finish this up, and then I'm gonna go do a little bit of Christmas shopping. We live in a pretty small town in northern Minnesota, but I try to shop local first, just because to support the small businesses in our town. But I obviously can't get everything I need for Christmas for my young adult children off of there. So I did find some really cute stoneware mixing bowls off of Magnolia. It's not the Target collection, it's actually from their collection that's on the internet, and I'm gonna order a few of those in. I hope my kids aren't watching this because I just gave away one of their Christmas presents. But I have one daughter that is just establishing her kitchen in her apartment, and my other one's in a dorm, so she doesn't need any of that yet. But we're gonna try to add to a stoneware collection every year, something a little different. Okay, these look like Santa hats really right now. Okay, I need to get that to 300 degrees. So I've got it at 217. So these only cook for 90 seconds because we're not trying to completely melt the chocolate. We're just trying to get it enough that we can press it down, because these are we'll need 10 more of these for the top. I'm gonna have a whole box of crackers I gotta figure out what to do with. Okay, so we'll need 10 more of these for the top. There's a few broken ones in there. We don't want those. Okay, so we're trying to get to 300 degrees. So my grandma did not have a recipe. I say a lot now that I'm thinking about it. Didn't have a name really on this recipe besides Rolo Nilla dipped cookies, but I think that's kind of a strange name, so I'm going to try to come up with a name for it for YouTube, but then nobody will be able to search up and nobody will know what it is. So we'll have to do something with Rolo in the name. If you didn't want Rolos, the other thing I was thinking that would be really good in these would be those little Andes mints. If you're looking for like a mint one, I was gonna pick some of those up at the store today, but when I went, they didn't have anything small enough that would fit on these little crackers in mints. So I'm gonna try to think about that, but I kind of feel like that would be a really fun thing too. Okay, we're getting there. We're at 257. So while we're waiting for that, this is the stuff I made today. You might want to check out my website or my YouTube. This is a cinnamon swirl banana bread. This was fantastic. I ate the end piece. That's why the end is off there. Some of those are going to some neighbors this afternoon because I cannot keep all of this food. I also did these last night. So these are the Rolo turtles, and then these are the reindeer noses. These are super fun. You get sweet and salty and chocolatey, yum. And then this was candy bar bark. So this is fantastic with the pretzels. This is not my crack recipe. This is another one. I haven't posted it yet, but this is going to be out on my YouTube channel probably tonight, maybe tomorrow on that. So we've been busy in the kitchen this morning. And then next I'm making cheesecake balls. So lots going on here this morning. Okay, almost to 300. Anyway, those stoneware bowls I was talking about, this is what reminded me of it. I picked this up at a thrift store. It's a Magnolia stoneware. They don't make this one anymore, but that's what got me thinking that the Magnolia stoneware collection looked amazing for gifts. So I'm gonna definitely check that out. When I get them in the mail, I'll do a little review video on them. I just hope my kids aren't watching this particular one so they don't know what they're getting. Okay, we're at 300. So it's going in for 90 seconds. I'm gonna keep the camera rolling. It's only 90 seconds. Okay, and you probably wanna, I put them on parchment paper. You probably don't have to put them on parchment paper, but I'm gonna have to dip them in chocolate anyway as soon as they're done. So, I think we'll probably just leave them on the parchment because then I'm gonna melt them. I have two different kinds of wax melts. I have the Ghirardelli, which is obviously the premium chocolate. And then I also have the Aldi's chocolate melts, or you could use chocolate chips. I just have the melts, so I'm gonna go use those for the top of these. I'm hoping that, I don't know if I should try the Ghirardelli or the Aldi one. The Aldi's chocolate has been fantastic this year on all the stuff that I've used. So I don't know if you have an Aldi's by you, but I just have such good luck with Aldi. Okay, I'm gonna clean up my counter while we're waiting. We got 1 minute and 30 seconds left, so just hang with me. I'm gonna show you how to do the top. It takes more time to edit out a minute than it does to do anything else, so. Okay, so look at that. Okay, we have 1 minute left. I just think these are the cutest little things ever. I'm gonna have to figure out what to do with the rest of the 300 of them that are in here or something. But I'm sure we can figure out something to do with these. I don't like to waste food, so I'll probably come up with another recipe for these. Maybe like a cheese, this would be good on the bottom of a cheesecake or something like that. Okay. Oh, I set my, okay, so I already messed up. I set my timer for 1 hour and 28 minutes, so they are probably done. Check. Yep. Yum. Okay, so I had one that tipped over. So I'm gonna get a fork. I wasn't very clean with that. Okay, so yes, 90 seconds is all you need. Okay, sorry, I had one actually two that tipped over, so you gotta be kind of careful. Okay, so now, I have to lick my finger. Take the top and just lightly press down on them to make little sandwiches. Just enough to make a little sandwich. "90 seconds is plenty." I know I just licked my finger. I can't help it. It's chocolate. And I had one that tipped over completely. Who doesn't like a Rolo? Yum. Okay, so a little messy just because I did that. Okay, so we have our little patty, like this. It actually looks like a hamburger, like a chocolate hamburger. So I'm gonna show you up close. So they need to cool. So they look like that. So I'm gonna leave them cool until the chocolate hardens. Keep licking my fingers. And then we are going to dip them in chocolate as soon as they cool. But I'm not gonna keep you on this while we're waiting for that to happen. So I'm gonna let those cool and then I will show you how we dip them. Ah, that's hot, I shouldn't have put it there. When they are done. All right, well that was the how you make them, and then we'll be back with how to dip them in a few minutes. Okay, so these have been in the fridge and they are ready to coat. The little Nilla wafer Rolo cookie things. All right, so now I melted the Ghirardelli, I went with the Ghirardelli milk chocolate into a dry container. So I did those in the microwave for the 30 seconds, and then it took me another 30 seconds, 25 seconds to get it all melted down. Okay, so I didn't want you to sit and wait for me for the microwave because I just had somebody tell me that I take too long. Okay, so now take the little Rolo patty and throw it in there, flip it over, pour it out like this, and put it right back on the parchment paper. That's how simple these are. I'm going to do that to all 10 of these. You might have 100, however many that you're making. And then I'm going to maybe Christmas a couple of these up. So you can get a little roll on the top of them if you take your extra fork when we're done, and we'll drizzle the top of them if you want a fancy little roll. Otherwise, they'll just be plain like this. So I had these in the fridge. And I'm going to put them back in the fridge until the chocolate completely hardens. Okay, I've got 4 left. I bet my grandma is watching me make these. It's kind of fun to look through their recipes. I mean, my grandma grew up on a very, very poor Indian reservation in South Dakota. Her dad was a teacher in the Rosebud Nation. Extremely poor. So my grandma's mom died when she was 12, and so my grandma basically cooked all the food for her household from age 12 and on. Kind of amazing. So some of the recipes she has are very treasured. So, okay, so we'll do that. Okay, so now I think these are super cute, but I'm going to give them a little bit of jazz with some sprinkles, some Christmas colors. I'm going to actually go light green. I'm just going to do some light green sanding just to give them a little color. There you go. Okay. And I'm going to show you what they look like. I'm going to put them back in the refrigerator until the chocolate's completely hardened on them. Aren't they cute? And then the insides of them are, you're going to have that caramel, the caramely from the Rolo, and you've got the Nilla crackers. And I don't know what else you could do to these to make them any better. I think my grandma would be proud and happy that I shared this recipe with all of you, because I think you're going to love it. I will post the final picture as the thumbnail on the video, and I hope you enjoyed this.